What up?
They was hating. They was like, yo, she gonna be a no-show. She ain't coming.
Nah,
Not on Women Empowerment Week.
I was coming, but look, I had to get me a deep freezer from Lowe's, and they was taking a long time giving me my deep freezer. You know, I'm hood. I still
If
pick
you
up
in a
my own
car,
shit.
you need to turn some light on if you in a car. Cause there you go. We take it like that. But yo, sis, what was the reason for the short hair? Why you said
I want to look
fuck
like
that?
you. I
Oh,
want to
then you
look like
sexy as fuck. And you sexy as hell, sis. You know better than that. Don't play with me like oh, don't play with me like that. Yeah. How do you feel about this vice president? You know, I got a little thing going on here with the Fat Joe Show, Women Empowerment Week. How did you feel when you heard Kamala was going for vice president with Joe Biden?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I really wanted him to get Karen Bass. I really like Karen Bass. Okay. I like what she's done in California. She still lives in, she's very much in the hood. That's why I was hoping he would pick. Now,
I was hoping he picked Stacey Adams.
oh, Stacey Abrams, she's great too. I like her too. Like, yeah, I
Stacey
support her
Abrams.
110%. Yes, I support her 110%. But you know,
You'll take it.
we take what we can get. You know, we one step closer in the right direction. Might not be my first choice, but you know what? I don't know. If she might be cool as hell, she might get the job done. It's about getting the job done. You know, representing the people. Um, hey, I'm not
We
gonna
going
hate on
for
her.
it.
I'm happy there's a woman in the mix. You know, I'm not gonna hate on it.
A black woman.
Yeah,
That's powerful.
I'm
Anthony
not a
Ramos,
hater.
what's up? No, that's powerful. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's
It
definitely
is
a
a
big
big
deal.
deal.
Definitely.
It is. It really is. So, me and you, we've talked. I got to tell the world, because a lot of times these people think I'm full of shit on here when I talk. But I got to tell the world, you like a sister to me. You've always embraced me since day one, since I met you. It's always been real. I remember when we was in night school and we had those 16-hour days, 18-hour, and everybody like, hey, I don't think people want the camera out there when you nod out for that little half an hour when you tired and everybody like this. And very interesting. When you was telling me your story and you was telling me how you grew up in the foster homes, and I go there because there's a girl just like you somewhere out there watching this that grew up, rough like you. Could you tell me what that was like growing up in the foster homes and how that made you become who you are now?
Well, I have to say, growing up in a foster care system is not the best way to grow up. It's difficult, it's scary because you never knew. Like the beauty of having parents is that you know, this is where y'all gonna live, and even if y'all have to move or one goes away, you got another one. You know that you're gonna be with your family. When you in foster care, you are a lot of times moved not with your family. A lot of times you don't know anybody there. You separated from your sisters and brothers. It's difficult. It was very scary a lot of the times, but I was grateful to have the opportunity to get to live with so many different types of people, and I think it molded me into the type of person that I can work with anybody. I can be around anybody. I can communicate with anyone, even if they full on crazy. Because I had to live with some full on type of crazy. I learned how to survive. I learned how to get my clothes, put them in a trash bag super quick, and move to the next place. And that's what inspired me to start my foundation, the She Ready Foundation, because I remember at 13 feeling like garbage, like dang, all my clothes get put in these garbage bags, and it makes me feel like garbage and I'm being moved around like that. And I said to myself at 13, if I ever get any kind of power, if I ever get put in a position where I can do something, I'm going to try my best to make sure children that are in the system don't feel like garbage. So I'm gonna get them suitcases, you know, and I did that, and it's been doing it, and I could see that because once you get a suitcase, and people don't even think about this, but you instantly go from a person carrying a trash bag like a hobo or something like that, or a vagabond, to becoming a traveler, to becoming someone on an adventure, to becoming a person, and when you start looking at yourself that way, like, oh, where's my suitcase with my things, then it turns into, it's just the confidence level goes up. The way the child thinks of themselves goes up. And so I want to, I just really want to help people like me that grew up like me feel like they are worth something. And they are. I mean, the state that you live in, the state of California paid a lot of money to a lot of different families to make sure I don't die. and I'm
Mm.
and I'm grateful, and I'm grateful, and maybe those families were not the best families. Maybe some of them homes were really not the best, but I know how to take a bad situation and make it work because of that.
Same with me. Same with me. And I always attribute my upbringing, and I had it rough too. Not in a foster home, but I got shot at 30 times in my life. Like I
Damn.
had to do some foul shit to get here, and but it made me
You was
stronger. It made
making
me,
a lot of niggas mad, huh? You was
yeah,
making.
yeah, yeah. It's hard being a fat Puerto Rican guy looking like a beetle in a 99.9% black neighborhood talking about this my spot. It's like, what? Yo, what? Nah, I hustle here. Like, this my shit. It's like, what?
You know what I used to hate about that, and I still hate about that when niggas be like, "Yeah, this my spot, this where I hustle." I be like, "Oh, do you own this house right here? Do you own this building you stand in front of?" Be like, "Nah, I'm on Section 8. I'm renting." I'm like, "Well, then you ain't no real fucking gangster. You don't own shit, so this ain't your shit. When you own it, you
Exactly.
sitting here making all this money every day. Buy this shit, then, nigga. What the fuck? What the?
They getting the newer fat Joes, they getting smarter now. Like, I'm watching them buy shit and shit like
Yeah,
that without blowing up their spot. So you chose, Tiffany, you chose a woman, you chose comedy, right? And you was doing the
I feel
comedy
like comedy
along
chose
with,
me. Comedy,
huh?
comedy chose me. Sometimes I feel like comedy chose me.
Comedy chose you. So you took real life experiences and said, I'm gonna go into the comedy thing. And how hard was it for you as a female in there? Because it's mostly men. And shout out your girl. What's your girl that she was with you forever? She funny as hell. What's your girl?
Marlo Williams.
Mona. Yo, she is funny as
Marlo,
hell.
yeah.
When I went to your show to see you in Detroit or something like that, she killed that shit.
Yeah, she a beast. A
What
beast.
is it like being a female, going from town to town, comedy club? I don't think they get a lot of money at the beginning, right?
No, you don't get a lot of money at the beginning, and sometimes you don't get a lot of money in the middle. You got to really make a name for yourself, and you got to sell out shows. And I realized, like, I was selling out shows before I was famous, right? But it wasn't. I still get like, I wasn't. My ticket sales, my prices for the tickets wasn't like what they are now. Once you become
Mm.
famous, the price of the ticket goes up, and whatever, whatever. But it was difficult. Like, sometimes promoters don't want to pay you. There was one time where, I go to my hotel room and the promoter's in my room. I'm like, "What you doing in here?" He's like, "Well, you know what it is." Like, no, I need to go get a whole nother room. They be, man, I used to date this one dude. He's like, "I know you out there sleeping on this dude, fucking on that dude. Like, you out there, you on stage. All the men probably want you." And I'm like, they might do, but I can't do like how male comics do and just hook up with somebody. Like, or because I don't know if they gonna rape me, rob me, whatever, So, like, you have to really guard yourself. As a woman, you have to guard yourself and protect your integrity. And there's some girls might be into that. I'm not into that, you know. I might talk a lot of nasty stuff and all that, but that's just talk. I don't really operate in that way, you know. Not anymore. Maybe in my early 20s, but not anymore. Like, I'm too grown up for that.
I heard you say, nah, I leave that alone. You crazy with it. But so is Tiffany Haddish ever gonna have like a husband and family and
I had a
kids?
husband. I husband already. I did that part already. Would I do it again? Maybe. You know, if it meets all my criteria. You know, would I have
Now I'm gonna
children?
tell you, I'm gonna say something, and it's a little bit of tea, and you stop me immediately. Put your hand up if I'm violating. But I know one time I hung out with you, and there was this stunningly handsome guy, and he was standing on the side. He wasn't. It felt like he was with you, but steps away, and I'm standing there with you. Yeah, I had a show you came through in New York, and I'm standing there with you, and I'm like, look at Tiffany, she got this dude in fucking check, and he like following you around, but he know not to get too close. But this guy, most women would want, like,
Are you talking about that basketball player?
yes,
Oh no, that's the homie, man. No,
no
that's
way, that's the homie.
that's the homie, man. We just crack jokes and shit. Like he ain't never came at me like he was interested.
Yo, that guy right there, that's a handsome guy. Like
I mean, yeah, he's handsome, but he's
I
silly
know
and
you had him
goofy too.
like yo, sonning him like.
He's a baby too. Like he's so young. I mean, he's young. I mean, if he came at me, if he would have, approached me in that way, I might have played patty cake. I might have been like, let's play house for a day or two. But he didn't approach me that way. He approached me like, like a friend, and he just been like, I really feel like he like a big little brother. Like he's a giant, but he's like young, thirsty for knowledge, and we talk business and crack jokes, but
You know,
nah.
in this industry, I ain't know it was little big brothers and all that. I didn't know that. I thought it was like I
Nah,
thought he was just so happy to be with Tiffany Haddish. I swear to God, the whole night I'm with you, I'm joking. I'm like, yo, she's sonning this dude. Like this dude, he might be worth 100 million or something, right?
I don't know. I don't know how much he worth, but I know
Oh
he
no,
cool.
he worth 100. He worth 100.
Well,
So
I didn't know that.
I'm like, God damn. Like
Maybe that's
Tiffany
why
came up like that.
I didn't. I didn't know that. That's the homie. Maybe that's why he stopped calling me when I was like, "Yeah, I got a boyfriend now." He was like, "Oh, congratulations." I ain't heard from him since.
You fucked
Maybe
it
that's.
up. You messed up. You messed up because that boy was on you.
I didn't feel like he was on me like that though. He never
No, he
like.
was on you. I could tell you from one guy to another. He was on you like that.
Well, he
And
didn't.
let
He
me
didn't.
tell you, you worked so hard, Tiff. I know COVID might have slowed it down or whatever, but you work aggressively. Why do you work so hard? Why do you work so hard? Like I see you in this movie, that movie, this, and then I'm watching Good Morning America. You on there? This, like you work very, very hard. Could you tell me why?
Because I'm building an empire, bro. I'm creating generational wealth, not just for myself or if I get foster kids or adopt or whatever, but for like my family, for people that work with me. I'm a outwork anybody. I will outwork the hell out of somebody. I might not be the best, but I'm I'm really good at putting in that work. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's why. And I
You know, I
love what I
always,
do. I love it. I love it. So it don't even feel like work all the time.
I always have this nightmare, and this me. I have one, and it's like animated in cartoon, and it's always a project building because I grew up in forest projects. A project building chasing me in my dream, with hands and legs like trying to pull me back into the projects, and um, it's a nightmare. I get up like sweating, like holy shit. I don't want them to grab me. I don't want to be back in the pissy elevators. I don't want to be in there. And so when I see somebody like you who came up from nothing, working so hard, I wonder if you have those nightmares or you have those worries.
I used to have, and that might be also why I work so hard. I used to be homeless as hell, sleeping in my Geo Metro, like, and I never want to experience that again. Like, and every time I get a check from a movie, I buy a piece of land and I try to like pay it off all the way as soon as possible. So I'll never be homeless. So my family will never be homeless. Like, that was the worst feeling in the world, to have to like take baby wipe baths and like go into coffee shops and wash up, like, or be staying in a homeless shelter afraid of if I'm gonna get raped or whatever, like. So to I, I guess to answer your question, yes, I had those dreams, but now I've secured. I know that no matter what happens, I will always, always have a roof over my head. And I might be, I still live in South Central LA. I'm still in the hood. People like, why are you still over here? You should be in the hills. Build up my community and make it better. The more people like me that live in the community, the better it'll be. And then the children that live in the community can see, like, oh, she never left the hood, but she might leave the hood to go to work, but she always come home. And it's better here, and it's to be an example to me.
I
I'm an
love that. I
example to
love
many
that. But I think that's one place where, and I'm always in the hood. I own businesses in the hood. I'm in the hood every day, but I don't live there. And I think it's more dangerous as a guy. So you say Jam Master Jay got killed, Nipsey, and even Fat Joe, God forbid Fat Joe get killed in my hood. They be like, damn, he had all that money. He was like what is he doing here? But I guess from a female's perspective,
And I never
you,
lived that life. Now, I dated a gang of dope dealers. I've been around some shit, but I don't, I
I
don't
know
start
you've been around some
other
shit.
people. Yeah, I've
You
had
know, you,
beats on my cheek. Somebody got shot right next to me. Their brains was on my face. You know, I've experienced things, but I don't associate. Like, I still have my day ones that I still talk to or whatever, but I don't hang out like that anymore. I'm too busy working.
let me ask you a question, Tiff,
Out.
right? Because you keep talking about family, and then we know you grew up in a group home. Uh, at what, like, did you forgive your family for letting you be in a group home, and now y'all together and you take care of them? Like,
Yeah, I got forgiveness in my heart. At the end of the day, look, my mama had mental illness because she had a car accident. Okay, her head went through a windshield. It's not her. It's not her fault that she couldn't be the best mom ever. And she was a great mom before that accident. And then that accident made me grow up. Like, and she the first person I ever loved. And always she installed in me that family is everything. Now, some of my family members don't seem to think so. And some of my family members I don't fuck with. Let's be honest. Because they be on that felonious bullshit. I love them. I love you. I'll help you to this extent. And then you got to figure it out yourself. Because I had to figure it out myself. And what I've learned is, especially over these last like 5, 6 years, you can give your family everything. If they don't work for it, they resent you. They
mm,
resent you. And then they're like mad at you because, like, which don't make no sense to me. I'm like, here, you need a car, you need money for this, here you go. And then they're like, and then you want me to pay you back? I never asked you to pay me back. I never asked you for shit. But then
yeah,
they
I
want,
actually don't loan people. If I love you, I won't loan it. If you
no,
came to me and say, Joe, I need 25,000, I love you, I give it to you and make clear I don't want it back. If you give it back, it's a miracle. But
right,
I don't want to be like, I loaned her 25, she didn't pay me back, now I feel away.
right,
I learned that a long time ago because usually 99% of the time you loan somebody something, they won't give it back. And now you looking at them like, yo, he trying to play me? She trying to play me? So now, if I do, I give it to him and say, listen, you don't owe me. Nah, Joe, I'm going to get it back to you. I'll be like, nah, here's a gift. Know what I'm saying? But you can't keep coming back for a gift. So, like, if I love you, you might have a good one-shot deal for a gift. Like, yo, Joe, I got an uncle. He
Yes.
asked me to buy him a Frankfurter truck, a hot dog truck that he could sell a hot dog. I gave him the money for it. I never seen the truck. The man come back a year later talking about, yo, can you give me some money? I want to buy a hot dog truck and sell hot dogs in front of the hospital. I give him the money again. He come back 1 year later, yo, Joe, I want to buy a hot dog truck. I said, listen, Unc, this is the last hot dog truck I'm giving you the money for, and I ain't never seen one yet. And so you get a little bit of survivor's guilt where you feel a little bit fucked up because when you was broke, you was with these people. But we just can't, we want to be supportive. We can't just let nobody take advantage of us. I guess
That
that's
part.
the key.
That part. Because they get, and people get like they think you, some of my family members feel like they entitled to something. And I'll be like, hold up. Did I give birth to you? No. Did you give birth to me? No. Okay, when I was in the homeless shelter, did you say, hey, come stay over here? No. When I was doing these comedy shows and I was inviting you out to the shows and told you I would even pick you up and take you with me, did you show up? No. When I said, hey, will you help me clean my house? Did you help me? No. When I said, will you help me just wash the dogs for me? I give you $300 to wash my dogs. No, I ain't washing your goddamn dogs. Okay, so, bitch, I can't help it. And that's why I started saying, okay, let me work a little harder, build up my company. Then I could provide jobs, right? I could provide jobs for people. Now when my family come at me when they say they want some money, I say, I don't got no money to give you, but I got a job and you can earn it. Do you want a job? Do you want to put in some work? And then they be
Some
looking
people
at me
don't want to
like,
put in work.
they don't want to work. So if you don't want to work, you don't want no money because you're going to have to earn this now because I earned it. I bust my ass. Only person could just get money from me however, whenever they want to is my mama,
You know
my
what happened?
grandmother, and my aunties. That's it.
You know what happened to me, Tiff, is my brother had a lot of money, and I seen him do beautiful things for the whole entire family, bought everybody furniture for their houses and all that, cars. And then he got into drugs, and so he lost his money, and then he was knocking on family members' doors to spend the night because he had nowhere to stay. Mind you, he bought the TV, the couches, the everything, and motherfuckers was calling my mother like, yo, your son over here, we ain't letting him in. We ain't letting him in. But when he was getting that money, they loved him and they waited for him every day. So with me, and to all my family members, if you want to know why, I seen how y'all treated my brother. That's why I never let them abuse me. That was
Right.
a lesson for me. God put that in front of me, so it'd be like, Joe, you're about to make some money. Don't let these people take advantage of you. So,
Right.
you know, if it's an aunt in the hospital, somebody's funeral, I'm going to pay. If it's something, I'm going to pay. But abusing me, I'm not going for that. I'm not.
Yeah, I have
I'm
no
not
time
going for
for
that with
that.
nobody.
Right. Right. I
You know what
just
I'm
ran
saying?
over a basket, bro. I just ran over a basket. I got to get up out this Lowe's. I just fucked that basket up. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out the Lowe's.
Yo, sis, you crazy, man. But let me tell you something. I love the haircut. You
Thank you.
look
I love it.
beautiful as
I see I
ever.
got 3 moles on my head. I found a new mole the other day under one of these wrinkles on the back of my head. Found out I got me a meathead. What?
You got a what? A meathead?
Yeah, I got a meathead, and when it's all the way clean, all the way bald, nothing on it, it feel kind of like a penis. So I think I got a meaty dickhead.
Yo, Tip, you gotta stop, man. Let me ask you something. Yo, Tip, I usually ask people their top 5 rappers. I want to ask you your top 5 comedians of all time.
Top
Dead
five
or alive.
comedians, dead or alive, top 5 comedians of all time. Um, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Lenny
Ooh.
Bruce, George Carlin, and I really love Wanda Sykes. I really love Wanda Sykes. I love what she brings to the table. And I could keep going. It's at least like 20 comedians that I feel like are the dopest of all time. But
Because we left out Eddie Murphy.
well, Eddie Murphy, that's a comedian. Eddie Murphy is dope, but I haven't seen his stand up. I haven't seen nothing new. But also, I ain't seen nothing new from George, but he dead. You know, Lenny Bruce, they
Yo,
dead.
the old Eddie Murphy Raw. I don't know if you was too little for that.
Yeah, no, I seen it. I can start reciting all of it to you right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to my girl Shayla. Shayla, she's on here. She said Wanda Sykes, yes.
yes, Wanda's dope. But Eddie, yeah, Eddie, you know, there's a lot of comedians. There's so many great comics, so many great people that like.
You got two. I think David Chappelle is the greatest of all time. I think uh Richard Pryor is the second greatest. I always thought Richard was the greatest, but I can't even front no more. Dave Chappelle the best, right? So
Yeah,
we got Richard Pryor. I say Eddie Murphy third.
okay.
Um, that's where it get tricky. Let me ask you something. Let me
You know,
ask you
you
something.
remember George Carlin? George Carlin was one of the most intellectual comedians.
No, it was funny, but do you remember Ralph Cramden?
Yes, yes,
Is he a comedian?
that's an actor.
Yeah, but the honeymoon, he was funny as hell in the
But
honeymoon.
he didn't do stand up though. He
Mm.
used to do song and dance like vaudeville stuff, but he wasn't a stand up comedian. You talking about stand up, or you talking about like just
Everything, just comedian, fam. Funny people.
or funny people? Well, then I got it. You need Lucille Ball. I mean Ralph Crandom. Yeah, him.
I'm going Ralph Cramden, and then fifth, I'll go with early Cat Williams.
And even current day Cat Williams. This nigga's hilarious if you get him on the telephone. You gonna die laughing. Cat is dope.
Cat is dope. Mad weed. I don't smoke. Smoking
Uh,
mad weed is back in the days. And when BET used to have the comedy series, they had this big fat dude. I definitely caught contact. And he had a little head. And he wore the extra suit, like the long ass Steve Harvey suit, the
you
long
talking
jacket.
about Lavelle Crawford? I think you're talking about Lavelle Crawford or Bruce Bruce.
Lavelle Crawford, bro.
Yes.
Listen, Tip, he started looking like a human M&M with peanut to me. Yo, I almost died. And then he did a stand up where he was talking to crack cocaine. He was like crack was talking to him. That I almost died of laughter watching that.
That
But
is one of
I'm
the
gonna let
most
you.
funniest, underrated comics ever. Lavelle Crawford is one of the dopest. Like, in one of my personal favorites. He was on Breaking Bad as well. He's dope.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. He was funny. I almost died. I'm gonna give George Lopez a shout. I watched his last stand-up comedy, which is funny. And what's your man, the big boy that died? Rudy May?
No, Ralphie May.
Ralphie
Ralphie
May.
May. Fucking
Yeah, I
hilarious.
thought he was funny.
Undeniable. Yep.
Ralphie May, I thought he was funny.
Yep. He's very funny.
And
Very funny.
dry comedy, I'm gonna say Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Larry's hilarious too. And he does stand up too. He's funny. Smart man. Smart.
I was surprised I liked the last the Seinfeld. The special they got on Netflix, because I'm not a Seinfeld type. I'm a Cat Williams type of dude. Like, you know what? That Seinfeld, that was hilarious, the last Seinfeld. I got it.
Yeah. Seinfeld is funny. He's not where he's at in life because he's not funny. Or just because he's white. You know. He puts in the work. He's a funny guy. But you know, he got nominated for an Emmy for his special. And Dave Chappelle got nominated for an Emmy for two specials. I got nominated as well. So you know. Whatever.
Yo, Tip, I love you. I want you to drive safe, so I'm going to let you go, because I
Thank
know
you.
we've been breaking
Even
all
though
type
the
of
Tesla
rules.
is driving itself, really, I just put my hands on the wheel so I look like I'm doing something.
So you got a car that drive itself?
Yeah, the Tesla drive itself.
Damn, man. Boy, you living a life, Tip. Yup,
Hey,
Tip, you living a life.
got the
And
car drive
you with
itself right into the hood.
and you going green. I love you, sis. I thank you for coming on here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. You always keep it 1,000 with me.
Yeah.
I'm your brother for life, all right?
Thank you.
Love you, Tiff.
Love
Wow.
you guys.
Tiffany Haddish on the beach. You don't know who I know. You don't know who I know. Tiffany Haddish. And I ain't gonna lie, she looked more prettier with the short hair, too. You know, you gotta be real beautiful. You know them girls you see with the short haircuts and all that? They always, to themselves, they won't tell you, but they think they beautiful. Like Tiff definitely thinks she's gorgeous. Like Halle Berry when she had the short hair, or whoever. You know, women, when they get that short hair, where they say, focus on my face, they wearing that with confidence. That's a different type of beauty. They like, yo, I'm the baddest chick. Speaking of the baddest chick, Trina will be on here tomorrow. Trina will be on here tomorrow. So we can go from everything. We can go from consciousness to the baddest chick. Trina will be on here tomorrow, Friday. Talks to Cardi B, Little Kim. We gonna turn up. We gonna turn up. This is the biggest show in the game. You gotta understand how hard it is. And we're so blessed that people like Tiffany would even bless us with their presence. Because we getting this shit for free. Kids watching, you getting this game for free. It's for free. If you're a young girl and you're in a foster home and you growing up the way you are, and you see somebody like Tiffany Haddish who said generational wealth, which means more than rich. It means beyond. It means she's going to leave a lot of money to somebody in the family. That's what we after. Generational wealth. Emmanuel Lewis, what's up, my brother? How you doing? I love Emmanuel Lewis. If y'all remember Webster, that's him. On the check-in. Timberland the King. On the check-in. This is the biggest show in the game. Revolt TV. Every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Let me see the big. Let me see the big. If you love this show, let me see the big. Yes, sir.